Good evening to all the participants on this call. Before we proceed to the call, let me remind you that the discussion may contain forward-looking statements that may involve known or unknown risks, uncertainties, and other factors. It must be viewed in conjunction with our business risks that could cause future result performance or achievements to differ significantly from what it expressed or implied by such forward-looking statements. Please note that we have mailed the results and the same are available on the company's website. In case if you have not received the same, you can write to us and we will be happy to send the same over to you. To ask questions, please select the raise hand option. We will call out your name and then request you to unmute yourself and ask the question. To take us through the results and answer your questions today, we have the top management of Jash Engineering Limited represented by Mr. Pratik Patel, Chairman and Managing Director, and Mr. Dharmendra Jain, Chief Financial Officer. We'll start the call with brief overview of the quarter and on past and then conduct Q&A session. With that said, I will now hand over the call to Mr. Pratik Patel. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Siddesh. Warm welcome to all the investors who are attending this conference. I would start with the presentation, a brief presentation, so that those who are new know what is happening. Those who are new know what is happening in the company and what the company is all about. So, can you start with the presentation, please? Next. Those who are new to the company, we are a manufacturing company making products for water, wastewater, and allied products to water and wastewater industry. We are not an EPC contractor. We have manufacturing plants at 5 locations and have around 800 employees. And we sell under our main brands, which are Jash Shute, Shivpad, Mahar Machine and Bow, and Rodney Hunt. Next. The company has evolved over a period of time through acquisition, through collaboration, and the same is shown here. Our credo has been that we should be number 1, 2, 3 within whatever business we do in India, and we would like to be globally within first 10 in most of the businesses which we do. To reinforce this and to augment this, we went in for various acquisition as well as collaborations, and the same is shown here. Next. Our main acquisition has been Shortsit, Shivpad, Mahar Machine and Bow, and Rodney Hunt. And with these 4 acquisitions, we today have a pan worldwide product branding as well as approvals. Presently, the company has invested in manufacturing facilities which can give it a potential turnover of 500 crore plus. And we are constantly investing in increasing our capabilities so as to easily do 500 crore turnover. The issue here is because our business is very much towards the last 2 quarters, the facility has to be big enough that bunching up of all business in the last 2 quarters can be done. And as a result, we have to create huge infrastructure looking to the type of business scenario we are having. And this is what we are doing presently. We have one of the best capabilities in the world in our line of business, having invested in best of machinery and best of facilities. And this has ensured that our clients worldwide can repose faith in us when they have critical projects. I have been brief because I believe all this information is available, and if someone wants it, they can always write to us. So I will directly go on to the financial results of the company for the quarter as well as for the 9 months. So when we talk about standalone performance, there are three main companies which are contributing to the turnover, which is one is Jash, another is Shipad, and the third is Jash USA or Rodney Hunt USA. So when we talk about Jash Engineering, we have had significant improvement in revenue in this 9-month period with minor improvement in profitability. On Shipad, we have been nearly the same in revenue, maybe little bit less, and profitability also is affected at Shipad because the revenue has been less. As far as Rodney Hunt is concerned, we have significant growth this year in revenue in Rodney Hunt in 9 months. You can see from 59 odd crore to 91 crores. As a result of this growth, the losses in Rodney Hunt has come down from last year 5.9 crore to this year 2.1 crore. Year ending 9 month ending December 31st. From I believe all the three companies are doing good, and we as we go ahead and come to nearer to 31st March, I'm sure we will be able to give the results as projected by us earlier. Next. The consolidated financial snapshot. So you can see we have done around 23-22% increase in our revenue compared to last year 9 months. What has been a little bit worrying has been the EBITDA margin, which has gone low. The reason for that has been unprecedented price rise, which was faced last year and which is now stabilizing and coming down. But the orders were taken before and the price rise took place immediately, as a result of which it has stretched our EBITDA margins. Similarly, the gross profit and gross profit margin also has little bit the improvement is there. This is because of the some tax and higher growth. Yeah. Overall, profit after tax has improved, though not substantially has improved. We were expecting beginning of this year, that is in April 2021, we were expecting that we would have significant improvement in our PAT based on the market scenario then. However, this price rise started happening from May, June, and that has really affected our growth in improvement in profit after tax. However, in spite of that pressure, we have still done relatively good because of the higher growth. Next. So that was for 9 months. This gives you quarterly what has happened in the third quarter versus last year third quarter, and in the second quarter what was it. And overall you can see in many parameters other than EBITDA is a small improvement, but other than that you can see that we have improvements most of the places. The company as of now has a very healthy order book position. The total orders with the company as on 1st February is 476 crores, and of these orders within India is 191 crore and orders outside India is 285 crores. Most of the subsidiaries are doing good. Shipad has also a good order book position, as has Jash USA. So our order book position is quite sound, and there is no cause of worry on aspect. Most important is our consolidated order pipeline. As on 1st February, the company has already negotiated orders of 85 crores, out of which 82 crores are outside India. Now these orders, out of 85 crore, I understand close to 75 crore worth of orders have already come in between 1st February and 10th February. So some 10 crores of orders also will be coming in by the end of this month. Under negotiation, we have outside India 78 crore worth of orders, within India 33 crores. The total is around 111 crores, which would be finalized hopefully within February and March. And we are quite confident of grabbing over 35 to 40% of these jobs. Overall, I would like to say that the performance of Rodney is rapidly improving. Our clients in America also feel now that we are there in the race and we would sustain our operations. Initially, they were thinking that when a German company could not run Rodney, how would an Indian company run Rodney? And this was a very big question mark. In the last 4 or 5 years, we have proved that we can run Rodney. Not only can we run Rodney, we will grow the company and make the company #1 again in America. It should be noted here that when we acquired Rodney or when they closed down, the turnover of Rodney was $33 million in 2017. We started from zero. This year we expect to be around $18 million and make minor profits in Rodney. However, once our clients have realized that we are there to stay, they have started placing large orders on us. Within the first 10 days of February, that is after 1st February, we have received today 3 big orders from Rodney in Rodney. And very good part is we received an order for Qatar in America. So not only now the clients are comfortable for the US market, they are comfortable to place order on Rodney for markets outside America also. In addition to this 3 orders, we are negotiating a very big order of $5 million plus for large cast iron gauge project in Kansas. And this order is also under final stages. And we expect to receive this order also by February. We are quite confident because the negotiations are at an advanced stage. In September, I visited Acciona in Spain. And Acciona is one of the large EPC contractors doing a lot of projects worldwide. Spanish contractors nowadays are very aggressive in the world market. And we would be quite fortunate if we have a good relationship with Acciona. And with that in mind, my visit to Acciona took place. We have got now the first order for Laguna project in Philippines. And we have already quoted to Acciona for various other projects in Vietnam and other countries. I hope that once we execute this first maiden order in a nice way, their confidence in us will increase and that will allow them to go for our other products like gates, which we are very strong in, as well as in springs. We have been doing expansion every year and we are not believing in big bang expansion. We do expansion in phases so that as the business increases, our capacity are increasing. Our big investment has been on SEZ Unit 3, where we have set up a complete cast iron gate manufacturing facility with one of the biggest test bench in the world. And this facility would be inaugurated by us in early April when we we expect our other foreign directors, including Mr. Axel Schutte, and the new collaborators in Germany, Mr. Markus Hoffman, their MD, to visit us, and also sign the new agreement for new products which will offer in Indian market in competition to GE and Xylem. Next. So I would like to end by saying that the overall 9-month performance has been relatively encouraging. The growth we delivered, which is of 23%, is still not as per our expectation. But by the end of the year, we hope that what we see in the last quarter, a huge increase in revenue, that may allow us to reach the desired target for the year. As already pointed out by me, our EBITDA margins have reduced by 3%, though this could have been higher. This EBITDA margin has reduced because of the increased input material cost, but at the same time revenue has increased, and as a result little bit offset of overheads have taken place to restrict the reduction in EBITDA margin to 3%. PAT margin has slightly improved. However, this is also not we wished for. We wish much higher improvement, but we are constrained by the raw material prices. Our revenue target was intimated to everyone earlier, and that was around consolidated revenue target was around 340 crore on the lower side, and maybe on the higher side it can go a little bit higher. It all depends upon our clients taking delivery by making payments. I have been nowadays little bit skeptical about delivering material to client without taking the payments, because it puts us into a lot of trouble later on. And so if we are reaching 340 crore as consolidated revenue, then I will not like to take any further risk just to increase our revenue figures. However, we are very confident of achieving 340 crores. And in the last year, as I said, we had achieved 128 crores. And this year we already have added enough new facility to raise this 128 crores. So achieving 350 when we have already done 217, 210. So doing another 140 is very feasible, because we have already done 128.5 crore last year. And since last year, many new facilities have been added up. So the projected turnover of 340 crores looks quite plausible. 340. As already informed before, our order book is quite healthy. 476 crore is already in hand, and after that we have already negotiated in first 10 days of February around 85 crores, of which already 75 crore orders have come in. So I believe we are looking at a very strong, even if we achieve 340 crores turnover this year, we are looking at a very healthy backlog of order on 1st April 2022. If everything goes right, I believe we should have 450, or extremely high is 500 crore order booking on 1st of April 2022. The good part about that is most of the orders that we are getting since last 3-4 months are with new raw material prices. So in the next year, I believe most of the orders, I would say 70 to 75% of the orders would be executed at a higher raw material price considered already in our estimate. So we will be back on track next year with improved profitability, because the material price shock which we have got this year will not have to that extent in next year. One small point I would like to bring to the notice is about the promoter shareholding. The promoter shareholding of 53% does not include Mr. Axel Schutte. He owns 7% of the company, and he is with the company for more than 25 years now. So the promoter shareholding, if someone, this is as per what we have given to stock exchange and SEBI, but if you see really the promoter stock holding is close to 60%. 60+%. Thank you. With this, I am open to take questions from you all.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. We will now begin with the Q&A session. To ask question, I will ask all the participants to use raise hand option. The first question is from Naveen JR. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. We have given a very positive commentary with respect to Rodney Hunt in terms of order wins. If I see that for the first 9 months of the current financial year, we added around 90 crores of order, but in the first 10 days, we are in line to bag close to 100 crores. So if you can explain what has changed on the ground for us to bag close to 100 crores in the just 10 days.
See, first of all, Naveenji, you have to understand that America is entering an investment cycle. If you have heard me earlier, in the water industry in America, the investment cycle stopped in 2000. There has not been much investment in American infrastructure in the last 20 years. The country has realized that, the administration has realized that, and they are now required to invest heavily to come at par with all other modern countries. And as a result, we would see a huge boost in investment cycle in America. The new administration has already announced investment of more than $50 billion in water infrastructure. So we can see that all these will result into, in future also, as well as current also, new projects are coming up quite fast in America. And that is one of the reasons why we have got all these jobs. However, it is a matter of luck that all these jobs have come in first 10 days. We were expecting some of the jobs in January, some of the jobs in December. But overall, a huge potential is opening up in America for us.
Thank you. To execute this orders in Rodney Hunt, do we need to do any further capex?
Every year we are doing 10 to 15 crore capex. Now Rodney Hunt 70%, 65 to 70% of production is done in India, and only 30 to 35% production is done in America. So we will not be indulging in huge capex in America, and neither will be indulging in huge capex in India. The capex of 10 to 15 crore which we do in India and maybe in America will be doing 1, 2 crore, 3 crore every year, not more.
So my second question is, we have a very healthy order book and in the past also, but somehow that is not translating into higher sales. Apart from these external factors which you spoke of, whether it's COVID or financial constraints with regard to the clients, are there any internal factors that you want to highlight?
There are no internal factors as such. The biggest factor has been COVID. In Singapore, we have more than 85 to 100 crore worth of orders, and nothing is moving because they have a very strict lockdown at sites. So in sites, they are required to work with 1/3 of the workers, and that has slowed down the projects in Singapore. However, I believe all economies have come to conclusion that we have to stay along with COVID, and the norms are being relaxed, and we expect Singapore also to open up in execution this year. But internally, I don't see any problem for us. If clients are willing to pay and lift the material, I don't see any problem in achieving higher turnovers.
So this is one more last question from my end. This regarding to Singapore itself. Recently, they have awarded a large contract to Co Brothers. So, are we in line to bag anything from that particular order?
We are already executing a 60 crore job with Co Brothers in the same project. So the first project was awarded to McConnell, where we supplied the equipment, and the second project was awarded to Co, where we have the order for around 55-60 crore for supply of equipment. We have been working with Co Brothers for last 20 years, and I know Mr. Francisco personally. So we are quite hopeful when to get some jobs in this project also.
Thank you, sir. That's all from my end. I'll get back to you.
Thank you, Naveen. Next question is from Zakir Nasir. Please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Congratulations, Pratik Bhai and Team Jash for the fantastic numbers in these times, sir. Pratik Bhai, I think this year you're more or less confident of achieving 340, considering the increase in raw material prices, COVID disturbances and everything. I think that's a really, really commendable performance, sir. Going forward, sir, next year, do you think, the world is coming out of COVID, so how do you foresee your order book panning out, your executions panning out in terms of the USA's, Asia? Are you looking at Middle East? So could you just give a brief on that, because input prices will be volatile. So could you just give a brief outlook of what next year looks like to you, sir? Thank you.
On the input prices, we are not worried now, because all the estimates done after September has been based on the new input prices. In fact, on the input prices, we are more confident because we don't expect the input prices to go any more up. It can go down only now. And that would help the company because we would be costing at a higher price and we'll be purchasing at a lower price. So input price, I believe, is no more a big concern because next year 75% of the projects which we will be executing would be based on new prices. We still would have 25% of the jobs which would be based on old pricing. But because the majority of the jobs is with new pricing, I believe we will no more take the hit as we have taken this year. Point number one. Point number two, we are very strong in Middle East. We are doing many projects in Middle East. If you see outside India, out of 285 crore, we have more than 150-60 crore projects rest of the world, not only America. So 150-60 projects is in rest of the world, out of which 50 crores approximately is in Middle East and Hong Kong. So we are quite strong in Middle East. I believe in most of geographies. Southeast Asia, Middle East and America, we are doing quite good. Europe, I think we are improving now. We have a full-time employee based in France and he is working quite aggressively now. And as Europe comes out of COVID and relaxes the norms, I believe we are looking at good improvement in Europe also. So, Nasirji, we are quite confident of improving business in all major geographies. Coming to next year, I think we are targeting a turnover between 400 to 425 crores. However, we will be very sure about that at the end of this financial year.
Fantastic, sir. And best wishes to you going forward, sir. Thanks a lot. And sir, I just want to, one more thing about the disk filter in India, sir. That was a very interesting thing which was happening. I mean, what is the outlook on that? Any developments on
so the
that
first
product?
2 disk filters would be ready in end of March, early April. The German collaborators are visiting to evaluate our quality, evaluate how we have done the job. But while we make these first 2, we would also be very clear about the pricing, the cost at which we are able to produce it, and to the level of indigenization that we will be able to do in the subsequent machines. With that, we would be very clear about the strategy to follow. We are quite confident that this filter will become one of the key products going forward.
Thank you, sir. And what about the capex cycle in India, sir? Do you think it, after a lag of 2 years, do you think that will look up, the state government specifically?
See, government is already investing a lot on water, wastewater, which is our main business. Private industry is investing a lot on renewable energy as well as on cement, which also contributes a big business to our bulk solid valve business. So I would say required capex is already going on. However, the pace is very slow. So projects which were supposed to come last year have still not come, are still not awarded, but projects are coming. So I don't believe that there should be any. In fact, I think we would have a much higher growth in India in the next 2-3 years than we are seeing today in export markets.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot and best wishes, sir.
Thank you, Zaki. The next question is from Dilip Shahu. Please go ahead.
Congratulations. A very nice set of numbers. Big ramp up. I am particularly excited to see the development in the US. I think it has taken us 3 years, but it looks like we are pretty much there. My question, Pratibha, is I was in the site in Rodney Hunt and I see a very large local team there. I assume they are very expensive employees. So what is the idea, since you are manufacturing 75% in India, 5% in US, what is the idea? You want to do some rationalization in terms of cost, or you want to strong front end there? That's question number 1. The second question is in terms of our current gross and net debt, if you can tell us where we are.
Net debt?
Gross and net debt of the company as we speak this quarter.
Net debt. Net debt.
Yeah, net debt you can give. Gross plus cash.
Okay.
Gross debt and net debt. Can you hear me? Am I clear? Or shall I put it in the chat box?
So, Dilipji, I will put it like this. The first part of your question I can answer easily. The second part of your question, I think Dharmen can answer, or he can give this information later on also.
No.
So the first question you asked was about America. Now, if you recall during all the presentation, most of the investors have been worried about America, though I was not that much worried. Everyone was expecting America to be profitable sooner. Yes, it could have been profitable sooner, but to make it profitable sooner, we would have been required to curtail the growth of the company. In America, when you add people are very costly. But when you add people, the results don't come immediately. Results come later. Today, we have a team, and incidentally, one of my biggest problem in America was good quality manpower. Yesterday, 2 people have gone from India after 2 years on H1B because everything visas have opened up and everything. So now they have gone. 2 more will go within short time. And so now I would have a team of people from India at each department of the company. However, initially we had to rely on people from America, and in marketing as well as in project management, you need American face. It still counts a lot. I cannot do all these things sitting in India. We have to have people on the ground in America if we want to be an American company. And that is why all these people are there. Though if you see in production, we don't have many people. Out of 40 odd people we have in America, only 15, 16 are in production. Balance all are in marketing, in procurement, in engineering, or in project management and finance. So the team today in America, I believe this year we are projecting 18 million. Next year we are projecting between 21 to 22 million. But now I don't have to increase the team in the same proportion as before. So by adding few people, 3-4 people also, I think we would be able to achieve additional turnover of $3 to $4 million. So whatever we have increased the team, going forward in years, the same growth in team would not be taking place.
Yes.
Sure.
And total gross debt is 160 crore. Out of that, fund base is 71 and non-fund base is 95.
Non-fund base is bank guarantee.
Bank guarantee and LC. And this is same as last 2 years, around 155 earlier or 160 in 1920. So it's hardly 166 though, more or less same at, whereas the turnover increased more than 278 to 350 this year.
Sure. So the debt, the funded debt hasn't really gone up. It is pretty much what it was 2-3 years back.
Yes.
Yeah. 55.5 is the working capital and 16 is the term loan. That's all.
Sure. And you are talking about around 15 crores of investment next year, and the working capital will go by another maybe 10 odd crores. So we will be pretty much in the same debt range, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because we are repaying debt also.
Yeah. So it may be lesser, not higher.
Sure. Okay. Thank you, Pratik. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dilip. The next question is from Bhaskar Tiwari. Please go ahead. Bhaskar Tiwari, you need to unmute your line.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir. Very nice presentation. So my question to you is that the major chunk of Jash Engineering is coming from outside India. So why there is such a big gap in revenue from Indian markets and from outside market? Just for example, your January's order book is of 21 crores and 7 crore is from Indian market and 14 crore is from foreign market. So there is such a big gap in revenue from Indian and foreign market.
So Tiwari, if you see what is going to be in February, it is still would be still shocking for you, because the first 10 days of February, 85 crore order book, 82 crore is outside India, only 3 crores is from India. The reason we are more focused on businesses outside India is we have better margin and we have better control over execution. If COVID was not there, I would say outside India, people are after us to deliver. In India, it is reverse. In India, we produce the equipment and then we are waiting for people to lift up. Even today in my plant, 22 crore worth of finished goods are lying for Indian market, which people have not lifted because they are not able to pay. So that is why our focus has been doing business outside India. The company is targeting to do ultimately 65% business out of India and balance in India. And the reason for this strategy is the same, that businesses outside India give me higher margins, businesses out of India give me sustained turnover and no huge stock pile-up.
Sir, very nice, sir. Sir, my next question to you is that I saw your interview on Indoor Talk, Meri Kahani, Meri Zubani. On that purpose, I want to ask you that who will after you? मतलब आपके बाद कौन होगा कंपनी को जो अच्छे ढंग से संभाल पाएगा? क्योंकि आपने कहा कि आपका बेटा is not interested in it. तो मेजर प्रमोटर कौन होगा आपके बाद?
I'm still not too old. I'm 58. So please understand that till 65, that is another 7-8 years, I'm still going to be at the helm of the affairs, minimum. However, we have now a very sound and very strong team in position. Dharmen has been with me for more than 15 years now. Dharmen is my right hand in the company. All financial and commercials he is looking after. Bhuvnesh, who has come from Enrich, GE, Alstom, etc. Bhuvnesh is Vice President Operations and he is looking after all the manufacturing aspect today. In time to come, Bhuvnesh will be going up and taking the mantle of CEO. So I believe Dharmen and Bhuvnesh will be able to run the company. In all the other positions, now we have a new HR head, group HR head who has come from Eicher Motors. We have a new group purchasing head who has come from Kirloskar. We have head of engineering who has come from Weir Minerals America. So we have over a period of time created a very strong team, and these people whom I have named are all part of the management. So I am quite confident whether I am there or not, these people will take it forward. It is possible because they are much younger than me. It is possible they may take it forward better than what I have done till date.
Sir, very nice. One compliment from my side that कुछ सालों से मतलब 1-2 साल के अंदर आपके मैनेजमेंट में बहुत अच्छे चेंजेस आए हैं और जो आपके जो काम के ऊपर भी मतलब दिख रहा है आपकी फाइनेंशियल बुक के अंदर कि हाँ मतलब कुछ फर्क अच्छा पॉजिटिव रिस्पॉन्स आया है मैनेजमेंट चेंज से. और सर ये कॉम्प्लीमेंट ये और है कि आपका जो एक्विजिशन जो करने का तरीका है वो ही बहुत अच्छा है. इतना आपने रूटनी हंट जो एक लॉस मेकिंग कंपनी थी उसको आप कम से कम प्रॉफिट के लायक बना रहे हो उस कंपनी को. वेरी नाइस सर. थैंक यू सर.
Thank you, Bhaskar. A gentle reminder to all the participants to ask question, please use the raise hand option. There is a follow-up question from Naveen. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity, sir. This is regarding Rodney Hunt. Currently, if I'm not mistaken, we are offering only gates as a product. Are we started offering other products from our product portfolio apart from gates?
I mean, we had a problem. The problem was we were in losses. When you are in losses, with so many people breathing down your neck, from the bankers to the investors to everyone, our tendency to take risk reduces. We acquired Mahar Machine and Bow because Mahar Machine and products are so well known in American market. That is why we acquired. But when we started doing loss, we clamped down on selling Mahar products in America because for that we will need another 1 or 2 guys. Same about knife gate valve. There is a big potential for knife gate valve. We already have good references for screens and knife gate valve in America. But if you want to go beyond $500,000, then you need to invest on 1 or 2%. When you are already making losses, to invest 2% on knife gate valve, to invest 2% on screen, would have made the losses more. And so a decision was taken that until we are profitable, we will no more invest for new guys on these products. So obviously once I am profitable, I would like to go ahead and invest for other products also. Incidentally, our president in America, Ranjit Nair, was Vice President of Headworks, which is a screen company, which had a collaboration with Machine Group. So we already have someone who has a screen exposure. We already have orders of screen, but very few, not many. We already have orders for valve. Again, very few, not many. We are talking of orders for $300,000-$400,000 only. So yes, the ultimate aim is the same thing which has made us successful worldwide, that is screen, gate and valve as a package. We would like to do that in America also.
So going by your commentary, if I'm not mistaken, in next 3 to 5 years, with the product addition in say Rodney Hunt, will that become your largest business center?
It will not become the largest business center, but it would be equally good as India is.
This is regarding your investment in the Unit 2 with regards to stainless steel products, which are given in the recent commentary. Could you throw more light on what kind of products are going to get manufactured here, and what is the potential size of the market?
So in Unit 2, we are making already stainless steel screens. And the part of Unit 2 we are using for stainless steel screens, which is around 35 crore to 40 crore market segment for us presently. Now, in the same Unit 2, we are also making carbon steel products. Now the business for carbon steel products is increasing, business for stainless steel product also is increasing. So what we are doing now is we are setting up a different facility for stainless steel, where the current 35 crore business would be shifted, as well as new business coming from Invent, Germany. Disc filters, agitator, mixer, etc. would also be added up in that plant. So the stainless steel, ultimately the stainless steel and the carbon steel facility in Unit 2, we expect will contribute close to 200 crores to our turnover in future. We are already doing 35 crore in stainless steel, and we are doing around 65-70 crore in carbon steel, that is around 100 crore. After this plant is done, we should be able to do a potential 200 crore business in Unit 2.
Thank you, sir. That's all from my side, and congratulations on good set of numbers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ravin. Next question is from Dharma Venkatesan. Please go ahead. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. No, it's clear. Right? Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir, and hope you are doing well and great.
Voice not clear.
Please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, pardon my ignorance if the question has been already answered. My question, because I was a bit late to join the call. Sir, my question is regarding the Rodney Hunt. In the previous quarters, we had experienced like some kind of pressure on the employee cost as well as absentees in the US. So how is this looking in this quarter, and how is it looking for in this quarter and the future, like next few quarters for it?
On this, we cannot go quarter by quarter. I can, because like last year in this month or in January end to February, in my production plant in Orange, Massachusetts, 80% of people were infected with COVID and they had to go home for 7 days. So I think the manpower issue has nothing to do with quarter. It is general and the long term. Manpower is a problem in America. It's not going to be solved so easily. One of the big options available to us was sending our key people from India to each department in America. However, because of COVID, we could not do that also. In spite of getting H1B approvals, we could not send people. Finally, yesterday, 2 people have gone to America and they have already reached Houston, and 2 more will go within next few months. So slowly, what we are doing is we are putting knowledgeable people in each department so that 1, we have better control, 2, we have better feedback of what really is happening in America.
Okay, sir. That's great. That's great to hear. So if I go through the presentation, I can see that there is a considerable set of orders has been received from for the US subsidiary. So in the coming quarters, we are confident to turn positive and like profit positive on that part, or?
I already said that we are looking at $18 million in revenue.
Okay, sir.
200,000 plus minus 50,000 in profit.
Okay, sir. My last question is regarding the interest cost of the company. What is the percentage at which we are availing loans? Blend cost.
Average is 7 to 8%.
Sir, can you repeat again? Sorry.
Average 7 to 8%.
Okay, sir. That's great to hear. And finally, just a compliment from my side as an individual investor, the amount of effort the company takes to educate the investors and answer all our questions and give detailed notes and presentations and giving proper guidance and walking the talk. So this has been very great from the company, and I appreciate the company for doing it. And I hope the company keeps going greater heights from here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. The next question is from Rahul Arukandatil. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello, sir. Congratulations, first of all, on a very good performance given the conditions. I'm sorry, sir, but I missed your initial remarks. But have you given any guidance for FY23?
Well, I did not give guidance for 23 as such, but when Mr. Zaki asked me, I said that for 23 we are looking at between 400 to 425 crore in revenue.
All right, sir.
Finalizing first week of October.
Yeah, but the final target would be for the year 23 would be decided in first week of April, first or second week of April. But the tentative target is between 400 to 425 crores.
Right, sir. So, and I believe from all your facilities, you are currently capable of doing a revenue of about 500. Is that correct?
Yeah. Rahulji,
Okay.
let me clarify one thing. In the last quarter, we'll be doing close to 150 crore. Which means if someone comes with equal amount of business in every quarter, we are able to do so. However, that does not happen. So the first and the second quarter is always weak because of budget reasons and because of monsoon. And all the load comes on the third and fourth quarter. So if I am able to get consistent load, the same facility can easily do more than 500 crore. But I don't get consistent load, I get variable load which is more tilted towards third and fourth quarter. As a result, we have to keep on expanding so that we can meet this peak demand of the third and fourth quarter.
I understand. Answer one last question. You know, I don't remember whether it was last Concall or the Concall before that, but you had mentioned that there's a order pipeline from the Maharashtra government, and that you're seeing a lot of orders being floated. Is there any update on that?
Nada, zero, nothing. These tenders were called, these tenders are there. We don't know what is happening. Huge amount of projects in Bombay, 18,000 crore. Minimum 14 to maximum 18,000 crore of tenders have been called. For last 6 months, nothing. And now once the elections are announced for local bodies, I don't think another 3 months, 4 months is gone. In Pune, 1,500 crore worth of projects are already called for, have been tendered. They may take a call before election. If they don't take a call before election, it will be going away for 3-4 months. So everywhere in India, this is the situation. Political decision making is very poor. So we keep our finger crossed. Meanwhile, we focus on export markets.
Excellent, sir. That answers all my questions. All the best to you, sir, and keep the performance up. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rahul. The next question is from Sanjay Shah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pratik sir, hearty congratulations and to all the team from Jash. So my question was regarding, I would like to give a compliment for that maiden entry with the Axiona, and my question was regarding that opportunity size with Axonia, because what I saw, they are working in many countries across the globe, and especially they are even in India and other countries, US, Europe, and everywhere across the geography. So what opportunity size you see, Pratik sir, in this with this associating with them?
And EPC contractor like Axiona, see, the biggest in the world are Suez and Veolia, and then Wabag and etc. etc. All these individually are capable of giving the company anywhere between 25 to 50 crore worth of business. Each of these contractors.
Right.
Okay. It all depends upon how well we execute their job, how competitive we are, and what advantages they see in doing business with us. One has to understand that Spanish manufacturers for products are also very competitive and are not bad, they are good. So it would be a fight, but I am sure that with our scale, we would be able to match them.
Great. So my second question was to Dharam sir. Sir, what will be our tax saving from exporting from SEZ? What amount of export we can do from our SEZ unit, and what tax saving will that bring to us?
So in new unit, we have a 100% tax benefit, and our turnover of that unit is around 10 crore debt. So 30% on this. Around 10 crore हमारा पेट है उस यूनिट से, so we are 30% we are saving out of the unit.
30% of that 10 crore.
10 crore for 9 months.
For 9 months. 50%. So at full capacity, what turnover we can do export from that SEZ unit?
So 10 crore is the paid, and we can do approx 75 crore.
Yeah. So from SEZ unit 4, where we have zero tax, we have the capability to do 75 crore. From SEZ unit 3, we have the capability also to do 75 crore after this expansion. However, there the tax break as 50% is only 50% now.
Right.
But profitability in that unit are lesser than the unit 4.
Then unit 4, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Yes, sir. Thank you and wish you good luck to you and healthy year ahead.
Thank you, Sanjay. The next question is from Sid Shah. Please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity, sir, and congratulations to the team for such a great set of numbers. I had a question on Rodney Hunt. Like you mentioned that we'll probably end Rodney Hunt with a positive profit. So since 9 months, till 9 months we've had a loss. I'm hoping that by the year end we'll again end Rodney Hunt with a profit. So going ahead, do you plan to add more people? Because like you were mentioning that to get into more products there, like knives and everything, you'll need a bigger team. So do we see that we'll be adding more people in FY23?
First of all, let me clarify that Rodney Hunt to change the operations and to profitability at Rodney Hunt, we are also adding some equipment. We have just sent a laser cutting machine from India to Rodney Hunt, and with that machine installed in April, we believe that our fortunes would change for better in Rodney Hunt. Output would also increase as well as profitability will also increase because presently we get a lot of these things done outside. One. Two, even in 22, 23, we may not be pushing for knife gate valve and screens aggressively because we already have a big backlog for gates. Adding people for new products will come in, I believe, only a year later, not before. Because I would like to be financially very strong before taking any further risk by adding people.
So, sorry about going on this. So, we expect to be profitable, yet we are not adding people right now, but that doesn't mean that we are going to make losses this year, right?
No. So the profit which we are expecting this year is not huge. We are talking about 150 to 250 figure. Okay? But we have old carry forward losses are huge. So I would like to do 22, 23 also on the same operational levels and give a profit of around 0.75 to 1.25 million dollars. And after having done that, I will be more confident of investing on new people for new products. As I said, we are already doing those products, but they are at a very low scale, $200 to $300, $400,000 a year. If I want to bring this scale up, if I want to do few $1 million a year, then I need separate team to push those products also.
Correct, sir.
Presently, I would not like to invest on them at least for 1 more year.
Got it. And just another on, since you've said that we have the new orders at higher level of commodity prices priced in, is there a possibility that going ahead we can, have this clause embedded where we pass on commodity prices, since a lot of our orders are, maybe 1 year before or even multi-year?
It's not possible. The clients do not agree to that.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Those are my 2 questions. Thank you so much and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sid. The next follow-up question is from Naveen. Sorry, he dropped the design. The follow-up question is from Dharmendra Ketan. Please go ahead.
Sir, just to follow up on the previous question asked, so is it since we can't have an escalation clause or kind of things in the contract, is it can we have back-to-back raw material booking as soon as we receive the orders, we can book the raw materials to mitigate the raw material prices impact on margin?
In 90% of the jobs, there is no price escalation nowadays worldwide. Very rarely it happens. Yes, some of the clients do agree that they have delayed. And when they agree that they have delayed, then they are open to give some price escalation. However, this mechanism of giving price escalation is not institutionalized. It is like giving a handout. So in some of the projects, we have gone ahead and asked for maybe in dollar terms, maybe I will say $100,000, and then we have compromised and taken $50,000 or $60,000 because in the contract it is not inbuilt.
Okay, sir. So, for them, basically, can we have a back-to-back booking of raw materials? As soon as we receive orders on the current prices, can we have our raw materials locked in so that even if it increases in the future, it will not affect us? Is there any idea?
I can do it if I am financially very rich. Because the raw material and the input material are around 40% of the product cost. The advances which you get is only 10 to 20%. So how do I bridge the gap? If I have to do 100% back-to-back booking, I need that much.
Many times we have to first drawing approval and then we
But even if they give me advance, can I book? No, because I am not having that much surplus cash available. So it is not easy. You cannot do that all the time.
Okay, sir. It's understandable. Okay, sir. Thank you for the clarification. Thank you.
The next question is from Sanjay Shah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Thanks for opportunity. Sir, this question is a worry point for many analysts and many investors too. And that is regarding our lumpy business which comes in second half. So do you have any risk plans to show profit even in first and second quarter? Because usually we have 10% in first half and 90% in second half. So can you throw some light what are management doing to de-risk that model?
Sanjay, the problem is wherever British influence is there, the year ending is 31st March. In Europe, the year ending is end of December. In America, it is open, but generally it is also in end of December. Now, the countries where we operate, most of the countries where we operate is 31st March. This means that everyone wants to fulfill the budget before 31st March. So in each of these countries, whether it is Singapore, whether it is Hong Kong, whether it is Malaysia, in each of these countries you will see major billing taking place even for their EPC contractors in the end of the year, which is third and fourth quarter. In tropical countries, you have rainy season. Like in India, the rainy season is there from June, July, August to September, partially. Now in this rainy season, civil projects come to a halt. No one likes to take delivery of equipment when the projects are not operating. So these are the challenges for this type of business. Now how can we avoid them? We can avoid them by going into businesses which are not civil based. Those are like valves, etc., bulk solid valves. And the business of bulk solid valve was started by me so many years back with a view of this only. However, the product which we have in our kitty, which can be supplied throughout the year, are not that much in proportion. And so the major business is still lumpy and going towards the third and fourth quarter.
So even next year we will see the same 10%.
I would say with export increasing more and more, it would improve. But I would say that first 2 quarters would at max go to 40%, and 60% will come from the last 2 quarters.
So 40% is very exciting, and good luck to you, sir, for that.
We
really
have
appreciate
it. We have done it in past.
Okay. Great. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Sanjay. That was the last question, sir. I will request you for a closing comments.
Thank you, Siddesh. I understand the concern of all investors in relation to Rodney Hunt. Please be assured I am quite confident that Rodney Hunt is going to be our future. The business in India does not grow as fast as it grows in America. So ultimately, we have to depend on America for our future. And we will turn around Rodney Hunt in this year. And from next year onwards, you will be pleased to see the advantages which the company accrues. Jash is still producing 70% of what business comes from America is still produced in India. So you will be pleased to see the advantages we accrue because of huge business coming from America. It reduces my raw material prices because I need in higher volume, so I can negotiate better. It improves my efficiency in my plant because I can go for modern machinery, which help in the doing production faster. So all these are benefits which are coming because of Rodney Hunt. And I'm sure in time to come, this concern with most of, if I see 70% of questions were concerning Rodney Hand, I think once Rodney Hand is doing good, all these things, all the nerves would calm down. So I assure you, we are on track. Rodney Hand would be on track, and in future you will not have this many concern about Rodney Hand. Thank you for all of you to participate patiently here to me and giving us an opportunity to listen to you and answer whatever your worries were. And I would say that with this I would like to end, and we will see you next time when we announce our results before 30th May.
Axel sir would like to add something.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So once again, what Pratik expressed regarding Rodney Hunt, of course, this was also our concerns all over the years, and to keep on track, to be following our strategy to turn it into a profitable market and in turnover and profits. This was one of the biggest concern all of us, I think, were keep us busy. But as Pratik expressed very correctly, the potential which America brings to Jash India as well as to America is so huge, because he expressed that in the moment we only are doing certain amounts of products there, and there's still a huge gap of new products which we already have installed and developed at Jash India, which are perfect for the American market as well. So we should, as investor of Jash, have no fear that this will bring us a very good benefit for the years coming. Of course, the start was not easy, and we have to learn about America, how is America is operating, how is the mentality of the people doing their work there. This is also not very easy, but I think after so many years now working intensively on these problems and buying and investing into Rodney Hunt, it was the right step to for the future. And I, as a shareholder, I'm really more than interested that these things coming to a good end. And I'm sure the team, which is also congratulations that you have installed the team. This was also one of my concerns. I already discussed with Pratik so many years that he should install a management team which is able to run the company even without him, because also his future is also, as our all lives are limited. So it is a good sign that Jash is on track in all aspects. And this is something which makes me very proud, and I'm happy that I can accompany this company and also giving some support into this company. And I do it since you said more than 25, almost 30 years now. So I'm still happy with the company, happy with the team, happy with the owners and shareholders, and with all the activities. So thank you very much. I wish you all the best, and looking forward to seeing you in April in India, where I like to come, and to discuss the results of this business year. All the